Hi everyone, back again with another journal page. This time, well, still working in my repurposed recipe book, and I'm just applying some gesso. Again, quite a lot. I'm a bit heavy-handed with that gesso because it's fluid, I guess, and because I haven't painted in a while. Well, I have recently, but not for a while. Anyway, I recently dyed some just white copy paper and in a mixture of distilled water and coffee grains, and it made them very brittle. So a lot of them fell to pieces. I don't know why. Probably a bit too heavy-handed. So they've been sitting here and wondering what I should do with them, and I thought, okay, let's add them to a page, which I'm doing now. So I've just torn them in strips and applying them with some matte medium. So I don't take you through the whole process. I'll come back in a minute when I'm just about done and it's dried, and we'll go from there. There's no special position where I'm placing them, except somewhere we had the straight edges. Um, I tried to put on the edges of the pages. So yeah, I cut out a bit there. Oh, and I need another sheet. So that was one A4 piece, and now we're into another one. And I like this one because it's got a lot of dark brown stained effects, and you get that where it creases in the paper. So what I did when I wet them with the coffee mixture, I sort of scrunched them up within the water, just twisted them very carefully, and then just lifted them out and sat them on a towel, and did not attempt to straighten them until they started um, drying. So I was lucky I got a couple of pages like that. Most of them were very pale. So there we go. Now I'm going to use some ink sprays, I think, or inks on here. So I wanted to really protect my other pages, so I decided to put in a what are they? They're shop towels. So one of those on either side, and covered all the pages between the page I'm working on and the back cover, and same for the front. So here we go, and I've got one to catch the the drips. Okay, so I'm using that's Brea Reese glitter ink, and I don't know what colour it is, but it's a yummy dark coffee colour, I reckon. Love it. Mandy, my daughter, slipped these in to me when she packed up all my craft gear so I could bring it up here. So that looks so yummy, but it didn't follow the lines of the pieces of paper, and I think because they're so thin, that's what I was hoping was going to do. But I think I needed a bit thicker cardstock to work with so that they could follow the edges of the bits of paper that I had on there. So I put some Liquitex professional ink in iridescent bronze, I think, something like that. All the products I used are in the link to my blog post, which is below this video. So then I sprayed it with water so it ran a bit more, and I really loved the effect. So I decided that's it for the background. I really loved it. So I googled an image, and it being Halloween-ish, coming up to Halloween, when I did this page, I thought I'd print a skeleton, and this was a pretty cool dude. I thought, yeah, why not? Black and white, and now I'm just deciding where I'm going to adhere it onto the page. He's fairly big, but I didn't want to lose all of the drippage and the effect that gave. So he definitely needed to be on one page, and then when I put the quote, it had to um, still show the background. So applying it down with some Aleene's tacky glue, because it was a thicker piece of, or lightweight piece of cardstock. Excuse me. There we go. He's down. Committed. And here we go. When I finish with this paper, I think I put it over, and it sits in the green paint that I had ready to colour the quote, which is bad to the bone. Now I printed this on lightweight cardstock with my inkjet printer, and I Google searched a skeleton font, and this came up, and I think it was just called Bone or Bones. So I installed that, and yeah, printed it out, and now I'm just fussy cutting it out because I wanted to put the letters on the page, um, letter by letter, because I didn't want any white, like I didn't want a strip of white cardstock with the quote on it, the title, because I thought it would take away too much from the background. So I'm individually cutting every letter out. And I don't show you at all, I hope. There's the B. One down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more to go. Now I'm just going around with the black brush marker pen, just to hide any white areas that I did not cut precisely. Okay, so now I try and see where I'm going to put them on the page. There we go, and that looks good, but I think it looks too plain. It needs another bright colour. So here comes that green. Well, I decided I'd try a distress marker, but it was too dull. And so I had to paint over it with some gesso, but I didn't paint over it enough because you can sort of tell when it's finished that it's not just the iridescent green yellow acrylic paint from PBO. So yeah, I individually paint all letters, which took a while. But there you go. Doesn't that look effective? But sorry, I'm not in complete frame. But you got a close-up view of it. And what I think I'm doing now, yeah, I'm putting some white gesso on the eyes so that the iridescent green that I'm going to use stands out as much as I want it to. Because if I just did the green, it wouldn't be as vibrant. I could have probably done some more white gesso, or maybe even painted a white over the gesso. I'm not always in frame here, I'm sorry. I was so in the moment. Yeah, here I go again with some more white. Oh, it was just gesso. So I wanted those pupils to stand out really green. Okay. Still going with it. Still not totally happy. But I think that's going to be enough. I think I'm over trying to get it nice and vibrant. But it's not too bad. Ends up okay. I don't know when it is that I'd realised that I'd put that piece of paper in the green paint and it goes on the page. Must be soon. Ah, it would be when I'm trying to press down the letters of the quote after I've glued them. So now I'm going in with a paintbrush and adding some white soles maybe, or the pupils to the eyes. And while it dries, I'm going to glue down the letters of the quote. And I'm just using Scotch quick dry adhesive only because it's got a fine um, point to glue it down. My Aleen's is still not running so freely since it's been sat for a couple of years. Here we go. Uh, I've already done it and I haven't shown it, but you can see on the pages on the left there's two areas, and on the right there's about three areas there you can see, or more, random splotches of green. I think it worked in well. It added to the page. Added some interest. So I'm going over the black of the lettering, the outline, where I was pretty rough with the painting. So now I'm just outlining the eyes there with the black marker. And I thought it might have needed something else, wanted something else. So I dried my brush and put some green paint on it, brushed that onto the shop towel, and just lightly added some of that paint there, so you can sort of see a highlight on that top hat. And so here's some close-up shots. There it is. Yeah, so I thought that was good. Okay, well I had fun with this page and I was very minimalistic. I had some restraint finally. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back Wednesday, 11 a.m. my time, Australian, Brisbane, which is 9 p.m. Tuesday, Eastern USA. Okay, bye, guys.